Some of my favorite events during Pebble Beach Car Week are the auctions, because not only are the cars mind-blowing, but you got people fighting over them for millions upon millions of dollars. This is David Gooding, and he owns Gooding & Company, and he'll be auctioning off this car at this year's Pebble Beach. David, tell me about this beautiful Ferrari.
This is a 1965 Ferrari 275 GTB. It's a short-nose version, and it features some unusual competition elements. It's got a competition roll bar, a magnesium transaxle, 6-carb setup for more horsepower.
Of course.
And it was fully restored over in Italy, and it is factory certified, meaning that all the elements match and everything is done to original specifications.
Yeah, look, obviously it's a stunning, magnificent car, but as I always say when we're standing around talking about a car, any chance we can go drive this thing?
Absolutely.
Any chance that I can drive this thing?
Absolutely not.
I hate when they say that. To me, that's why you buy this car, that noise.
V12 Ferrari, yep.
I mean, wow. Just that, I really think, like, the future generations, sure, your electric car is going to hit 100 miles an hour in 1 second, but what you're going to miss is that noise.
Oh, exactly.
And so, like, with this car, but besides the looks and the noise, you're expecting this to go for about how much money at auction?
We're estimating this Ferrari at $2 to $2.5 million.
Okay, so playing devil's advocate,
yes.
Well, why would any car cost $2 million, let alone more than $2 million?
Well,
besides the noise and the looks.
Yeah, well, the noise, the looks, the history.
That's about $1.5 million.
Yeah, there's relatively not many of these cars were built. Fewer exist. A short-nose competition car like this is actually quite desirable and therefore quite valuable.
For insurance reasons, I'm not allowed to drive this car, but what are you feeling? What is this like? You've got this V12, you're shifting,
Yeah, the steering is precise. The look, as you look out over the wood-rimmed steering wheel, over the dashboard, you see that long, gorgeous red hood in front of you. You can hear the V12. It's just responsive, growling at you, kind of encouraging you to give it a little bit more.
And I've seen a lot of thin, delicate wooden steering wheels in my time, but that has to be about as thin and delicate as they get. I mean, this has been restored to a level that you don't see a lot of 52-year-old anythings looking this good, especially cars,
The vendor is a European collector, and he spent years having this car restored. Cost no object. He just took it to the top shops and said, I want it to be as perfect as it can be.
Must be nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I mean, I didn't get to drive it, but wow. I don't even know how you really explain this to people, like the feeling, that the sounds of that thing, the smells, the look, the experience. It's unbelievable.
It's the whole package,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to ask you something, though, because not only did you seem pretty comfortable back there, but you had some experience with this. Like, do you have a connection to this car?
Well, I must admit, when I was growing up, my dad had a car very similar to this. I was 5 years old. We went out to Reno from Ohio, flew out, picked up the car, and then drove it back across the country.
Wow.
And what a memory. Wow. What a memory.
Now, I got to ask you this. This car is expected to go for more than $2 million. In the 70s, what did your dad pay for this car?
My dad paid, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
10 grand. Now,
Yeah.
it was half of what he made that year.
Sure.
He saved up everything. It took him months to pay off the bill, but he sold it some years later for 50 grand, so he thought he was winning.
Well, I cannot wait to see what this thing does at auction this year.
Me too.